Good morning, all of you.
Good
Good
morning,
morning,
ma'am.
ma'am.
We'll
Good
just
morning,
start in
ma'am.
2 minutes. Good morning. So let's do a quick check-in as our ritual. How are you feeling today? So let's do it a little differently. We'll go by the weather. Okay, it's called the weather report basically. So your mood is also about how the weather is. So sunny can be taken as happy, cloudy can be taken as gloomy mood, raining can be you feel like crying. What else? Thunder
Spring,
can be I'm really angry. Yes.
spring, ma'am, spring.
Spring, yes, you're in a happy, good mood. Perfect. Sunny, windy. Okay, interesting. Windy, what would that be? You're like very busy. Okay, it's like autumn. Wonderful. Spring, autumn, humid. Okay. All right, interesting. Cloudy. All right. Thunder, sunny. All right, great. So this particular check-in can also be done with children because they would understand weather and relate it to their moods, and it will be fun to do it with them as well. So you can use this quick icebreaker with them as well. Every day they check in with you. Okay, so it's time and we'll start. Today's activity will be very short and quick. And today we are going to focus on nature in our therapy. You know what? How can we use natural settings or outdoors? How we can implement those elements which are naturally found around us in our sessions. Now, this particular activity can be done both indoors as well as outdoors. So with children, if you're going for a picnic or maybe a getaway with your family, or maybe if you have certain retreats planned up for your, for your counseling sessions, generally we have these meetups. You can do it with a group of people as well. So this particular method is very useful as a group setting also. In case outdoors are not possible, you can bring in certain natural elements into your counseling room, which we'll be doing today, and you can start off the session with. Okay, so those who have just joined in, we started off with an icebreaker called my weather report, where we are relating ourselves with the moon, and we'll be taking certain naturally found elements around us, and we'll be starting off with the class. Okay, so as I had listed in the mail and in the chat also, could you get hold of any naturally occurring things around you? Not any man-made things. Anything which is natural. It can be flowers, it can be leaves, it can be stones, it can be sand. What else comes to your mind? Feathers, snails, any other options which you have? Stones, twigs, yes. Mud,
Vegetables,
sorry, sorry.
vegetables.
Vegetables, yes, yes, of course. Interesting. Fruits and vegetables. Absolutely. Seeds, yes. Perfect. So if you've got those items with you, quickly bring in. Okay, I'll just give you maybe 30 seconds to get up and go and bring your things. And it would be great if few of you all can turn on your videos and we can see what you have got. Osha, what do you have? Flower. Okay. All right. Oh, leaves. Vaibhavi has got a flower and a leaf. Wonderful. Okay, someone has got vegetables, twigs. Great. Great. Thank you all for bringing in. All right. So those who don't have, it's okay. Maybe you can just get hold of a plant and bring it, maybe a small plant which you have. What we are going to do is identify certain specific patterns found in nature. Now, for this activity, this can act as a great icebreaker. Why do we incorporate nature in our, everyday life? Can anyone tell me how is nature beneficial to us? And this is one of the core principles of art-based therapy. Why is it so important? Yes, Kosha, go ahead.
Ma'am, I believe it's more to do with mindfulness. So while
Yes,
we get in
absolutely.
touch with the environment, it helps us to distract ourselves during stress or during a panic attack or during a emotional phase like.
Yes, absolutely. And do you know how the mechanism works physiologically? Because there is a physiological aspect to it.
So ma'am,
Well,
our senses are involved. And
yes, all our senses are involved, of course, sight, sound, touch, to an extent, taste, because if you are in a countryside, proper countryside, you can taste fruits and all, but not for the city dwellers. But however, most of our sense organs are, in place, and of course, it induces mindfulness. But what exactly happens physiological, like what are the physiological changes which occur? It's a very basic thing. Can anyone tell me?
is it grounding?
Grounding. We talk about grounding, but what exactly is grounding? Can someone tell me that? One aspect to grounding is, of course, mindfulness. You're in the moment rather than your thoughts scattered around. Relaxation, calmness. Yes. I'm looking for the physiological word. Who will tell me? We talk about water therapy, we talk about the rain, we talk about petrichor. Right after the rain, we get that smell of mud. How does it help us de-stress?
It actually activates our parasympathetic nervous system, which
Mhm.
helps us to bring back all our functions to normal.
Yes, of course. But there is a physical, or you can say, of course, this is the physiological part. Thank you. But there's a physical aspect to it as well. What happens when we are in a man-made system like concrete, cement, tiles, wood, not wood, basically all the cured woods? What happens? We are accumulating a lot of positive ions in our body. We are accumulating throughout the day. We are in man-made structures, laptop, phone, this, that. Okay. These leads to a lot of oxidation within us and a lot of wear and tear in our body. Now, what happens when you go out into the nature, when you come in contact with nature, natural waterfall, natural water sources, rain water? What happens is it releases negative ions, which is very, very beneficial for us, for the body, physical body. So what happens? All the stress or all the process, the wear and tear process which you have accumulated, that gets revived through walking on the grass, through handling natural water sources, or even simply water. If you are out in the rain, maybe sometimes when it's drizzling, or near a waterfall, or you're handling stones, all these elements in the nature have certain negative ions which are shared with you at that point of time, and you start gradually de-stressing. Okay, even the chirping of birds and natural sound which you get has a particular vibration which helps you calm down physiologically. Okay, so this is the scientific reason behind the nature-based therapy which we are talking about in art. Now, if you have certain clients who are coming in for this, what you can do is maybe you can ask them to get certain natural elements as I've asked you, since it's online. Otherwise, you can take them for a short walk around the building or the campus. I'm pretty sure there are certain greenery, green corners everywhere. So there also you can find. Very interestingly, in my school, we had these group of children where I took them for a walk, and there are certain garden areas, and very interesting things they collected. It's not only leaves and flowers and all. And they were so fascinated by the patterns which are recurring. So we'll talk about the patterns today. That, as Kosha stated, and most of y'all stated, it's all about creating a sense of mindfulness. You're disconnecting from your worrying thoughts and you're connecting somewhere where you are engaging in certain mindful thought. Okay, so when there's a principle here, you may think about a lot of things, but you're thinking one thing at a time. So one thought replaces the other. It's never together. Try to reflect on this statement. Maybe you're worrying about something, but it's only one thing you're worrying. The moment you shift your thought to something else, your worrying thought replaced. It can never happen, or it can never overlap. Okay, so this is the concept of mindfulness.
Hi, Riyadi. I just want to share one thing here. So I went to Sikkim last month, and one thing that I noticed is there were no thoughts in my head, as per se. Like initially, when I'm here in the city, it's always overloaded and crowded with thoughts. In Sikkim, I was just sitting there in a place for like 2-3 hours, and I was just wondering that I don't have any thought to think about right now. Nothing complex coming up. It was wonderful. Like nature
That's
is
the
actually very
magic
good.
of
Absolutely.
negative ions taking place there. Okay, so that kind of de-stresses you totally. All right, so I'm starting off with the specific patterns. Whatever materials you have, just a minute. Start the PPT. So we are done with this. Okay, so this is the slide I wanted to share with you. If you notice, if you lay down all the materials which you have got with you, you will notice that there are these 5 specific patterns which are naturally occurring in the nature. One is the spiral. Second is the wave-like meanders, or you'll get lines and curvy lines basically. Then you have explosion. Explosion would be more like from the middle, it's bursting out. Okay, then you have packing. That means small spaces are packed together. And then lastly, branching. So these are the 5 specific patterns which you will find in nature. What you can tell your client or your group of children, whoever you are, leading the session with, you can give them this data and tell them that look around, and within some amount of time, specific amount of time, you need to collect as many possible, and then identify which one is what. So this will be your grid. Okay, one is packing, one is waves, one is branching, the explosion, and the spiral. Okay, you can give sample pictures and then they can find and sort out things. So you have this A4 sheet or a larger chart paper. What they do is go out within a stipulated time. They collect as many objects as they can and put it in all these places, blank spaces. Okay, it would be better if they can get physical objects and keep it there. If you have a large chart paper, it would be good to see it. If not, then they can just bring it and then write it down, what they have got from the nature or the natural surrounding. So with your material, maybe you can look at these patterns: the spiral, meander, explosion, packing, and branching, and then you can put it on this chart. Okay, so whichever material you have got, observe it and then put down under which category it generally falls into. You will only find these patterns in nature naturally occurring. I'll give you a few more examples. You can see the first row, it's more about explosion and the spirals. And then you have this branching. Okay, so have you noted down the patterns? I'll share the PPT in the end, but for the time being, maybe I can show you once more the patterns. Those who have just joined in, we are trying to focus on finding patterns in nature that will create mindfulness and also help you release your positive ions which you have collected from your artificial background. Spiral is very easy to identify. It goes from the middle and it spirals out. Meanders are wave-like structures. It's generally found on stones. If you have sedimentary rocks with you or stones, if you've collected it from somewhere, from a stream or something, you'll see that there are layers after layers. So that's basically the meandering thing. Explosion, again, it's more like from the middle, it's radiating outside like in flowers. Packing, it's the typical example would be a honeycomb. Or you will get certain berries, grape-like structures in clusters. Those are also packing. And then you have the branching, which are most common in leaves. Okay, maybe you can quickly note down these 5 patterns. And it would be interesting if someone can tell me if they have come across any other pattern in nature. Do you find anything which is not listed here? So what all patterns have you all got? Explosion, branching, packing. Yes, Kosha? Go ahead.
Ma'am, in shells, there is a specific pattern. So I'll just draw it like randomly. Like something like this.
Yeah, this is more like meandering. Okay, there are
Okay.
layers to it.
Okay,
You know,
that is meandering.
Parallel lines generally resemble meandering. Any curvy or straight lines which are parallel to each other or are in layers, it's the meandering. Shells and stones, you'll find it in plenty. Okay, someone has got a pine cone. So who can tell me what
Yes.
this is? What this pattern?
Explosion.
Okay. It's somewhere in between, explosion. Of course, it is an exploratory thing which is going on in radial formation, but this is a very interesting structure. It has a spiral explosion, if you see.
Ma'am, what about sand, mud, soil?
See, sand would be a very loose item, which is just, it can qualify for packing because all those grains are together. Anything which is together or in clusters, you can safely say that they are belonging to the cluster family.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Mud can take shape of, the meandering thing also, because if you go to a river bank and see that there are layers, silt has accumulated layer after layer. So it's more like a meandering thing. Yes, Fatma ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am, what's this? I found this feather,
Feather. Yes.
Yeah.
Branching.
So it falls branching. Okay,
Yes,
ma'am.
because
Thank
it
you.
has one spine and then, it branches off.
Yes. Thank you.
So
ma'am.
your assignment would be get as many natural objects, just go for a nature walk. Maybe in the evening. Now, since COVID has gone low, you can go to a park somewhere and start collecting things. So there's a very funny story here. When I started off with this particular activity, I went to a nearby park kind of a thing and I was collecting stones and feathers and this and that. People were thinking, what is this woman doing at her age? What is she doing? But I thoroughly enjoyed, that took my mind off completely and it was pretty amazing how I felt. So you should all give it a try. And the most funniest part was there are bird cages in Calcutta. There are places where you get bird cages right after, outside a person's house. So I went there and I was plucking feathers from there. I was taking out the feathers and people were watching, what is she doing exactly? But when I spread it out, it had lots of colors, lots of, different patterns and all. It was amazing to watch it. So this is one quick, maybe you can place it as an adventure or just a walk, something to do physically in your counseling sessions. It's a great activity for children. They thoroughly love it. And whatever they have collected, maybe you can create a mandala, leaves and stones and twigs. With that, you can create different shapes and sizes of mandalas. You can lay it on the floor and create certain simple mandalas with it. It's a great de-stressing activity as well.
Ma'am, I wanted to ask, so we can create the mandalas with the nature elements itself, like the leaves and flowers
Yes,
and
yes,
so on.
of course, of
Oh,
course.
alright.
Do it as an assignment, and maybe you can take a picture and keep it with you. And if possible, you can print it out and paste it in your art therapy notebook or your journal. Stones, you have to look at the patterns. Stones generally would be more like packing because you'll see patterns on that. If it's sandstone, you'll see dots and freckles. So it's more like packing, or else it can be meanders or somewhat similar to parallel lines. So generally qualifies for meanders and packing. A mandala is basically a round object. I think Aarti ma'am has that picture of a mandala. If you can see Aarti ma'am's DP, that has a mandala picture. So mandalas start off with a small circle and then you go on growing bigger. We'll be doing mandala and Zentangle soon. So maybe you can apply that knowledge in whatever you collected with your nature work. Okay, any questions? Then we'll move on to the next part. For the next part, a small surprise for you. Not a surprise, basically. This will be a competition, okay? So it's an online competition. Do not cheat. What you need to do is whoever gets the best creative things in and around your house will win a very small, tiny gift from us, but we'll send it across, okay? So what you need to do is, I'll just give you, say, 1 minute time. You need to get as many as possible natural colors with which you can paint. It cannot be an artificial color. Only natural colors, okay? In and around your house. All right? So your time starts now. Go. Go and get it. Let me see what all things you get. I'll play some music in the background. Okay. Don't give out the answers right away, okay? Okay, everyone should be back by now. 1
I have
minute is
gotten
the
it.
mark. Wait,
Yeah.
don't give out now. We'll see the most creative answers. Come on, we are 54 or 64. 54 of us here, so I hope y'all are. I did a little bit of cheating, but I'll not get the prize, so I thought I'll keep it ready with me. Basic things. Okay, now you can write down what you got. Okay, interesting things we got. Someone got chili powder. My goodness. Okay. Onion. Okay. Onion and tea, turmeric, beetroot, rose flower. Okay. Coffee. Again, I see chili powder and soil. Okay. Beetroot, palak, coffee powder. Okay, Aparna ma'am has got algae. Garam masala, wet potato skin color. Okay. Coriander powder, spinach, turmeric. Oh my god, it will be very difficult to choose now. Henna. Okay, yes. Matchsticks. I'm not sure how matchsticks you can color. Can you tell me? Tomato puree. Oh, I mixed turmeric and surf and I got brown color. Okay. Lipstick will not do. Balm will also not do. What is this? Vibhidi? I don't know what. Ashes from dhoop. Okay. Well. It's interesting. So, whom do we vote for? Can someone tell me? Whom do we vote for? Come on, you all tell me. Which one is the most creative? Kajal, ash, vibhuti for light grey and ashes for dark grey. Okay. This is interesting. I did not come across this. All right, we'll talk to my team and we'll come to the conclusion of who the winner is. Flowers to mash and make color. Yes, absolutely. Wonderful. So how are you feeling right now after going and getting all these colors? How are you feeling? Happy, energetic. Yes. So this is also a kind of a grounding exercise which you can quickly do with anyone online as well, because now things are totally online. So just to get up and get going, and it's like an icebreaker also. You feel like, you've turned into a kid and you're exploring your place and coming back with stuff. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this activity and we'll soon come back with the winner. Now the next step would be, if you have a piece of paper or maybe a cloth, even a light shade of cloth will do, cotton cloth, or maybe a paper if you have handy. What you do is, with your fingers, just with your fingers, not a paintbrush, you're going to use the colors, naturally occurring colors which you've got, and create something abstract. It does not need to be a painting or anything of that sort. The first step would be, you need to wet the paper. Just drop in a little bit of water. Start with a small notebook. I have got cliche things, coffee and turmeric, but you all did a great job, all of you. I'm not sure people want to use algae and saffron for coloring, so just a heads up on that, because it's pretty expensive. So what you can do is get certain items which you have got. Okay, so just drop in a little bit of water. Just splash it with your fingers, just with your fingers. Dip your finger into the water and just splash. And maybe you can glide it through. Okay, so you're wetting the paper basically. With your hands, no brushes, mind it. No brushes. You're not going to use anything which is artificial. Paper is also natural. Even cotton cloth is. So what you do is just wet the paper. That's the first step. And while it's still wet, those who have got flowers, those who have got spinach leaves, turmeric, red chili powder, do not use. It's good that you got it. It definitely has a red color to it, but a word of caution there, definitely a no over there for red chili powder. So I've got haldi and I've taken a little bit and I'm just splattering it. Make sure you wear an apron while you're doing it and cover your workspace, because it's going to get a little messy if not too much. And just leave it there. These natural textures will come in. I hope you can see. You can dab it if you want. If you can put more water if you want. Just sprinkle a little bit. There's no right or wrong. Nothing is right or wrong here. You just go with the flow. You can put on some nice music in the background and just maybe, feel the texture. Here's the art journal. This small notebook which I use, you can just, feel the texture, because natural paint has that grainy texture to it, which feels good on your hand. So you can just work around with your fingers. If you're using mud also has a very nice shade of brown to it. So you can use that. Beetroot juice. This is the way, just circulate, use your fingers on the paper. If you don't feel like, it's okay. You can just drop a few of it. I'm going to use coffee next. Coffee has a very interesting thing to it. I always prefer it, but those who don't like it, it's okay. You can steer clear. You can use tea leaves also. I've done a couple of videos on coffee painting, only with coffee. It has amazing effects on your skin. So once you start using coffee, you'll be able to see that it has a smell to it. Those who like coffee, it's better for them. That kind of de-stresses as well, and there are several studies conducted on this. So I'm just dropping in, grinding a little bit of coffee. This can get a little sticky, this page, okay, if you're using coffee. So just be a little careful that you don't immediately, close the notebook. Let it dry and you can scrape off the extra bits and pieces. You can dissolve it. See, it's showing up. I don't know. So I'm just dissolving these grains, creating certain. It can drip also, whichever way you want to, basically. I would love to see your work, because there were so many interesting things which you came up with as natural colors, and you will be amazed as to how many colors you get around you naturally. There is this red cabbage also, which you can use, which has a purple shade as well as a pink shade. It turns out to be purple blue, and then if you drop baking soda to it, it turns a little pinkish. With beetroot also, if you mix beetroot pink with brown coffee, you'll get a very deep red, and it's a very pretty color. You get all shades of red and pink from beetroot if you mix coffee. And and a little bit of yellow as well. You get a dark brown, very rich dark brown. I splattered a little bit of coffee here. So you can see I'll put some water here and just let it dry. And then after it dries, I'll scrape it off. Scrape off the extra sticky part. It would be great if you can show, or maybe you can post it in the group, your pictures, what you have got. I'll send mine after some time. Those who are there on Telegram group, I can send it across.
Ma'am, I have something to share.
Yes, please.
So,
Can you
ma'am,
just give me 1 minute? Just
yeah,
1
yes,
minute.
yes, sure.
Yes, Kosha, sorry. Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, so I just used a technique. Yeah,
Yes,
I
Kosha.
just used a technique.
Mhm.
So I kind of placed my flower on the picture, and I used my nails to do marks, and I got this pattern.
Wow, great. Wonderful. Can you lower it?
Purple.
Lower
Yes.
it. Yeah.
So
Wonderful.
this pattern, it is purple. So it was a pink flower, but I got a purple pattern.
Yes. Once you start exploring the different items, you'll see whichever the color is, it will be totally different. Someone wrote onion. So, what did you find when you're using onion?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, please. Yes, Padma ma'am.
Ma'am, see what I did.
You used what all things?
मैम मैचस्टिक ये मैंने उससे नाम लिखा और ये with rose petals I smashed it and made a heart, and here it is diya,
Okay.
and it's turmeric and rose petal.
Wow. Wonderful. Great.
Ma'am, just a look. It's gosh, but
Yes, Padma.
lots of colors.
Yes. You can see. What did you use, ma'am? What all things did you use?
Ma'am, I used some saffron, potato color, garam masala, coffee, and tomato.
Okay, wonderful. I'm pretty eager to know how the ashes and vermilion and this thing onion, all those came out, and you'll be amazed as to how rich the color is. The natural colors are. Yes, please go ahead.
Ma'am, I use aloe vera also
Okay.
to paint.
And what was the effect, if you can show us?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, अभी मैंने दिखाया था एक सेकंड ये रहा.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Great. Wonderful. Yes, anyone else who would like to show their work?
Mummy.
Yes, please go ahead.
So, ma'am, I tried to make a circular mandala, but I don't think it worked out. It looks like a child's painting, but I used a strawberry for the red and blueberry
Okay.
for the purple. I don't know if you can tell, and some coffee. So it was just, I had just eaten my breakfast, and this is what remained of it, and I put that on the
Wonderful.
table.
Very, very nice. How are you feeling about it?
ma'am, upon seeing all these items, I already feel very inspired by it, and now I feel very happy. I don't know, yeah.
That's nice. That's great. So I'm sure handling these natural items got you to be a little de-stressed. Maybe we can do a quick mood check-in again and see how we are feeling. And also, like, you can give a title to this particular creation of yours. And most importantly, this particular activity is very useful when you have adult clients as well. You can just start off with this activity, and you don't need paint. In art therapy, we always complain about we don't have enough colors, this, that. If you don't have these supplies, you'll find naturally occurring objects. If you don't have anything else, you can just take mud, leaves, and they will also have certain hues and colors to it. So you can create anything and everything. And when it dries off, you can look at the effects, how it feels like. How do you feel about your creation? What all title you want to give it? Yes, please, go ahead. Would love to see it. Bhavita, you can go ahead, please. Can't see it very clearly though. Yeah, now we can. Great. So how do you feel about it, Bhavita?
I'm very nice. Ma'am,
Yes, please go ahead.
ma'am, I used my thumb and I tried to make some flowers
Wonderful.
by haldi.
Wonderful. I hope you enjoyed it rather than.
Yes, ma'am, a lot. I enjoyed a lot.
It as beautiful by anyone. It's very important how we are, engaging with our work. Srishti writes, rose petals are working as carbon sheet. Okay, wonderful. So I guess this was it. I hope you enjoyed doing this. I'm also feeling calm right now. And I would rather think about it a little later and put a title to it. You can also do the same thing. Maybe you can put it up on your social media, how you felt about it. I'm glad you all enjoyed. Rash.
Ma'am, you are on mute.
Ma'am, you are on mute.
Ma'am, you're on mute.
Okay. I'm so sorry. How many of you feel that, yes, you were surprised looking at so many naturally found colors? Even if you've got one or two, how did you feel about it? Weren't you surprised?
Yes, ma'am. I think all of us would be surprised because it's kind of exploring. These were the things which were already present in front of us since
Exactly.
long ago, but we never explored in such a way, or we never had that perception of looking at things. So I guess, yeah, we all would be surprised, as I am surprised.
Yes, thank you for your insight. I'm pretty sure we almost feel this similar way, because when I started off, I also felt the same way. That yes, it's so nice to see the rich colors also. Without artificial paints, we can do so much with natural colors. Yes, Padma ma'am. Go ahead, please. Yes. So your assignment would be, it's an easy assignment. First of all, get hold of natural objects, understand their patterns, spend some time in the nature, and also try and get more, brainstorming about more colors which you can experiment with. Maybe you can color a dupatta, maybe you can color a handkerchief, a white handkerchief, or maybe simply a piece of paper which you can frame it up or gift it to someone. Keep it for yourself, make bookmarks, something like that, like make certain gift items for others to also give out to. I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy the process as well. And you can keep pictures of it. Once you do the process, you can keep pictures, stored pictures, which you can look back. Okay, any questions? Okay, color from Ani, and then I'm wondering what the color was. Should be a dark purple.
Light pink kind of.
Pink purple, yes. It's generally pink purple. It will turn darker. With time it will turn darker. And once you go back to your creation, you'll see colors also change with time. There is one person on Instagram who uses natural flowers on clothes. It's called a pressing method, where she puts flowers on the clothes, flatten it up, and tie it for several days and keep it out in somewhere. And then after which all the hues and colors of the flowers come onto the cloth, and it's very pretty, different shades and colors. There are a number of videos how to extract natural colors, what are the naturally occurring objects which give you a lot of rich color, so you can explore if you're interested. So I guess this was it for today.
Ma'am, I had a question.
Yes, please.
Ma'am, are we going to have this this session tomorrow at the same time?
Tomorrow it will be from 8, but I'll still confirm on the Telegram group and we'll send out mails.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
It will be in the evening. Yes, Kosha?
Ma'am, I just tried something right now.
I can't hear you.
Now am I audible?
Yes.
Hello? Yeah. So, ma'am,
Yes,
I just
Kosha.
tried something right now. So, I have a hammer at home and I placed flowers on the paper and I used those hammer. So, now I have a very nice, beautiful color pattern because of
Okay.
it.
Can you share it?
Yeah, I'll just show you.
Tomorrow the class will be at 8 p.m., not a.m. ma'am. Okay, it will be in the evening, same time as we used to. Oh, wow. So it kind of gives you bold marks, rather. Yes, yes. So great experimenting. I'll also try it out. Okay, any more question? Otherwise, we'll meet tomorrow. Tomorrow you need to keep colors and a sheet of paper, 3 sheets of paper. Basic supplies, that's all.
Ma'am, I had a question.
Yes.
Ma'am, like after the session ends, how much time will we have to submit these?
We'll give you approximately 10 days time to submit.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
No worries. Tomorrow, I'm not sure, 12. Are others okay with 12 p.m.? I'm not sure. I have to ask O3 because O3 will be heading the session tomorrow. I'll just check back in a while and confirm you.
Ma'am, I think 8 p.m. is a nice time.
Actually, many people are available at that point of time. If you cannot make it, people who cannot make it at 8 p.m. can watch the recording.